All right, everybody, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listing Leads, and we are doing just sold marketing to get more listings. And before we get started, a client actually sent me this the other day. Sent it to Vince, but Vince shared it with me. And I just thought this was so cool. This is the client review website from Listings to Leads. And he also got the agent website. And so he dropped in his IDX, which I thought was cool. So that's his IDX. And oh, that's so funny. He's using the client review website as the agent website. That's funny. That's very cool, though. Very cool. 100-point home marketing plan. That landing page, you can actually embed this landing page at your website. So if you got a website that allows for custom pages, you might want to think about taking that landing page for the 100-point home marketing plan, embed it at your website. Talk about a great way to get seller leads right from your website to be able to advertise that you got a 100-point home marketing plan to get property sold in your area. You got the landing page from Listings to Leads automatically. I'll show you that when we get into the account. First, listingstoleads.com/just sold. That's what we're going to be going over today. You may be watching this video on this page once it's done and posted. Notice we talk about listing and selling agents. So if you are the selling agent, I've had so many great clients generate listings from when their buyer bought a property. All right, it was just sold, but now instead of the listing agent, like you typically think about, you are the selling agent. And so you'll see here, there's a pro tip. And I want you to be we should always be thinking about the process, thinking about the end in mind. And by that, what I mean is when you first get a listing, you're going to market it as coming soon or just listed, most likely just listed. Then you're going to market again, maybe when it's active. You'll do an open house, perhaps. You're going to market it as open house. Then the listing goes pending. And that is one of the best ways. When the listing goes pending, in fact, let me just share this with you while I'm talking. So this agent right here took a pending listing, 50 nearby homeowner letters, and got a listing. Got a listing from a pending listing with only 50 of the nearby homeowner letters. Absolutely nuts. Going back to that process though, so you market it at pending, and now the listing is just sold. And so consider that you've now marketed that 3 to 4 to 5 times over the course of the past 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or whatever it is. And so if you did that, and by doing that, you're essentially warming up the market. All right, you're getting your name out there. You're getting the listing out there. People saw it when it was just listed. Maybe they saw it when it had an open house. They saw it when it went pending. And now they're going to see it when it is just sold. And so because of that, most of the leads that you're going to generate are going to be seller leads. All right, it's going to be homeowners that are going to be most attracted to the marketing, right? Based on the call to actions, based on everything that we're doing here. And that might just be a long way of telling you it's a great idea to change up your property description. And I've got 2 examples here. So again, you can see these by going to listingstoleads.com/just sold. And right here, you can see I completely and utterly edited what would normally be the property description, talking about how beautiful the home is and right, what are all these adjectives that we use for the home. That's all changed. Right. I'm not selling the home anymore because the home's sold. So now what I'm selling is myself and my ability to get another home sold, just like I got this one sold. And so we're going to start off by talking about our 100-point home marketing plan. Again, that's the Listings to Leads marketing plan, right? How many? I got 50,000 plus views throughout different social media, direct mail, and database marketing activities. And we talk a little bit about how, while some homes are taking longer to sell, our 100-point home marketing plan generated 45 buyer leads, buyer inquiries. And this will obviously be changed to be appropriate for you and your situation, your listing. Here we talk about 12 showings, 2 offers, and a final sales price and date. All right. Beautiful. Then we do talk a little bit about the property here, get a little blurb, and then we get back into the thinking about selling your home or 100% home marketing plan. And I could have included a link to it, but what I did is you'll see right here, they can download the 100% home marketing plan right there. They can also reach out to me if they want to. Another really cool thing, if you are somebody that does video, you can embed video in your single property website when it's just sold. And maybe here you're talking about how you get property sold. So this is like the oral version, the video version of you talking about how you got that property sold. What great that's really good evergreen content, right? Maybe not for 10 years evergreen. You know, what content is good after 10 years? You doing a video, right, positioned in front of the property, even if you just reiterated your version of this, man, that would be great video content. That's awesome YouTube content. And then get that into the single property website with listings to leads. All right, if that's something that you're going to do. And then that way, as you're doing the ad, as we do the nearby homeowner letter, as we do as we do all the marketing and people land on the single property website here, man, we're going to be looking so good, right? The property is beautiful, right? The single property website, the marketing is on point. We're speaking to the homeowners, right? We're speaking to the people that are going to respond to our marketing. And when they respond to it, they typically will come here, right? Maybe we've got a video talking about how we got that property sold. And again, even if you're the selling agent, all right, there's a version of this for the selling agent, which I'll show you next, right? 3D tour. And let me show you the version for the selling agent. Again, back at listingstoleads.com/just sold. So here we go. Again, beautiful single property website. The ads are going to direct people here, the social media post, the emails, the tools for the seller, the tools for the buyer, everything is going to be pointing back to here. And again, there's a video. And then here we go. So we talk about how we represented the buyer, right? We got more qualified buyers, right? So we just did there. Thinking about selling your home or 100% home marketing plan in Folsom top dollar benchmark. So take what I've got right here, take it verbatim, and then just edit what you need to edit to be appropriate for your situation, or just take this as inspiration, take other ideas that you may have, but think about when you're listing, and I even do this when the listing goes pending. So even when the listing goes pending, I will change up the property description to reflect the fact that the home is now in contract and what we did to get it into contract. And again, talk about some of those numbers, views, leads, inquiries. We don't talk about what it went into contract for, right? We don't necessarily talk about how many offers we got, but just as in the status is public, so is us talking about it a little bit, right? And now again, always be appropriate. Don't give away information that's not appropriate at the pending or even at the just listed status, but do talk it up, right? Do talk it up. In fact, there's one more thing here. I'm going to give this to you. Let me give you this link and take a look at the third blog post down. If you're watching this video later, you might be watching this video a month from now. Look for the blog post from listings to sold in 23 days, a seamless home selling experience. I know a lot of people like to talk about long form content. When I started, oh my God, I started my real estate career as a major blogger. I was a pretty big blogger, mostly on Realtown way back in the day. But so I love blogging. Long form blogging is this long form version of video, essentially. Social media posts are shorts, blog posts are more of that long form video. And so here you're going to see a great write-up for getting this home. And then check this out. This is from Listings to Leads. This is in your media library. All of you have access to this video. You can put this on your website. You can put this on your blog. Isn't this awesome? There's a short vertical version as well. And then I got my listing to lead signature at the bottom. So this is just, what a great write-up. Let me drop this link. I'm going to drop the blog link. Pretty cool, huh? Yes. Karen did ignore. I was not. Oh, sorry, Karen. No worries. Yes. And again, we're putting the recording up on YouTube a little bit later. But again, for those of you watching on YouTube, make sure you're pausing this video as needed. And to access this post, again, go to listingtoleads.com/blog. This one right here, open house campaign, 10 videos for settle leads when your listing goes into contract. I tell you, those are some really good stuff right there. Really highly recommend that you take a look at it later. But let's come back to the listingtoleads.com/just sold. So we're going to walk through this today. We're going to actually do this Facebook and Instagram ad, seller leads. In fact, this week, the seller leads from a just sold, $8.44, name, email, phone number, and selling time frame. You can do custom audiences, which we'll walk through. Right? Want to make sure that your follow-up is automated, either using listings to leads. We got the follow-up in listings to leads. Or if you've got a CRM like Lofty, Sierra, Follow-Up Boss that you want to get your leads to and dropped into follow-up plans, make sure you get that done. You can go to your profile and you'll see there's a tab called CRM integration. We're going to do a social media post for the just sold, Instagram stories. So make sure you take a look at this a little bit later. So again, listingtoleads.com/just sold. Here, I walk you through how to do, in fact, let's take a look at it. How to do an Instagram story with polls and links. So this Folsom home went pending in 34 days. And look at that. There's a poll. And right there on the post is a video on how to do this. So just sold in Folsom. Check this out. You could literally do you could do 5 Instagram stories over 5 to 10 days. Think about the fact that maybe 5 to 10% of your audience ever sees one post that you do, right? This is a standard number. Maybe you're a little bit higher. Maybe you're a little bit lower. My point is you could do a Instagram story for the same just sold listing every other day. Just use a different image of the property. So check out all these examples I give you. All right. Thinking about selling your home, get your current home value estimate for free now. Check this out. That's linking to, right from my Instagram story, linking to a home value landing page. Here, this is a good one. And this is all Instagram stories. And again, I got the video right on that blog post on how to do this if you don't know. But here's a poll. My home would sell for more than this. Yes, 100%. Yes, with a few small repairs, maybe not. Yada, you get the idea. Check this out. Get the 100-point home marketing plan now. So this is my listings to leads agent website. And here you can see they can download my 100-point home marketing plan. Here's another one going to the single property website for a pending listing. But again, you get the idea, right? Send me the ultimate guide to selling your home. So we're just combining different polls to engage our audiences, different value propositions. All right, again, another home value landing page link, free guide to home seller negotiation secrets. So all these homeowners, all these people in your audience that are going to see this now have so many ways to connect with you, so many reasons to connect with you, so many different opportunities to connect with you. So let's go to listings to leads. Let's log in. Let's get to it. It's a lot easier than you think. Now, if you need help getting your just sold listing as either the listing agent or selling agent into your account, let support know. If it's not in your account, you may have to add it manually because once a listing goes sold, it's not available in a data feed and you can't grab it. So you may have to go manual. Let me just show you real quickly here. First of all, you can always add a listing as draft. That might be helpful. And then here, there we go. Just sold selling agent. That's when your buyer bought the listing, bought the property. We do flip the language to reflect the fact that you're not representing the homeowner or the seller, that you represented the buyer. And then we got just sold selling listing agent. And that's when you listed the property, you represented the homeowner, the seller. And again, the language will reflect that so that everything is copacetic, everything is perfect, and you are good to go. So it's easy, right? It's easy to add a listing. Now, typically your listing will already be in your account. And so all you have to do, maybe you went from an open house to pending and then pending to sold or under contract or active contingent. Oh, excuse me. Let me go back. So I wanted to show you. There's a drop down. All you have to do is change the status from whatever it was up here to just sold as listing agent. And again, there you see just sold as selling agent. A lot of other statuses, but today we are concerned with just sold listing agent. Right there, 694 Douglas Boulevard. We looked at that a little bit earlier. Just sold selling agent. So again, that's when I represented the buyer. Let's click on market listing. You're going to see here, there's a checklist, which I highly recommend. Even if you don't print it, at least download it, take a quick look at it, because it will help just organize. All right, here we go. Social media free and paid, database email, and then farm and circle prospecting. So these are the 3 areas. Now, there's even more than you can do here, right? So for example, the idea of doing a blog post, it's not on here. The idea of doing those Instagram stories with the polls and the links, that's not on here. So there's some other great stuff that's not on here, but this would be the things that I would try to get done 100% every single time. So let's come back into listings to leads. The step-by-step guide that takes you to the listings2leads.com/just sold that we were literally just looking at. So we don't need to go there again. Oh, one more thing. Before we get into marketing, let me show you under edit. This is where you can change the property description. So if I scroll down here, you're going to see you got that right there. So the property description was edited. The other thing is videos in 3D tour. So whether it is a property video and the listing was for sale, or you redo a video talking about how you got this either listings in general sold or this listing in particular sold, and you want to put that video here, you can either upload it, use the YouTube or Vimeo URL, and or drop in the embed code. We will not put with unbranded tools unless you check this, then we will. And you can move around. So check this out. If I move marketing your home, is that the property video? Let me see here. I just want to show, yeah, there we go. See, so property, the videos, and it could, again, this could be the video where you're talking about how you got the property sold. That could be on the top as well, or it could be down a little bit like what we saw earlier, like that right there. So it's cool that there's a lot of different options. In fact, I was talking to a client yesterday and I was showing him, right, property video, 3D tour, and a community video and a client review video, all in the same single property website. So much great video marketing that you can do. So if you got a YouTube channel and you got some really great content, maybe community videos, maybe videos about buying and selling, you can add them right here. See where it says sections? We're in the section, we're under edit sections, add section. And I could say full some community tour video. And I can either, again, drop in the YouTube link. There's actually a thing in here. I can drop in the embed code, drop in the YouTube link. Is that it right there? There's somewhere in here. Support can help you with it. I'm not the biggest expert here, but I know there's a place to drop in the YouTube link and then have your community videos or your about us videos or your market update videos right in the single property website. So the marketing that you're doing will just engage more people. And then let me just, since we're under edit, let me just mention here, custom code, chatbots, pixels, tags, all right, all whatever you want. So you could have, maybe you've got a chat bot. You could actually put that here. You can do that at the account level, but you can also do it at the listing level. Any questions on anything? Let's go get some leads. Can we change the music in these videos? No, not, well, I'm sure you can. So for example, I'll tell you what, let's go back to that Priya was asking about the video that I showed you a little bit earlier on the blog post. Let's get to that a little bit later, along with a few other extra things that we can talk about. But let's go back and market this listing. So click Facebook and Instagram ads. It's going to default the location plus 15 miles, lifetime budget of $50. Going to start and end date of 1 week. And this is all just default. I'm just showing you the defaults. We can change the template, change the image altogether. This could be a video. And then you can also see here, we can retarget. So at most people and most ads, literally, all they do is click create ad. They don't change anything. They literally don't change anything. And they're generating seller leads at $8.44 average. We're going to go through this again. I'm going to show you how to retarget. I'm going to show you how to edit. I'm going to show you how to change that image. But I like to show you what I just did first, because again, that's what most people do. And it's literally takes you 5 seconds. This falls into the category of don't overthink it and don't think yourself out of it. That said, I can click in here and I can say, for example, 694 was just sold above asking with 3 offers and 14,000 over the, you get the idea, right? So I can change that however I want, completely customizable. I can come down here and we're going to change lifetime budget to daily budget of $5. I can change the template. I had a client over the weekend and her ad, it was for an open house, but the lesson is the same. $24. Oh my God, $24 for a open house lead, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I went in there and there's a video, it's in the mastermind group. It's on YouTube. See how there's 4 images here? There's the main image of the property. There's 3 images below. And she had all 4 images of the front of the property, of the garage door, the driveway, and the street, just at different angles. So literally, and it was weird how, imagine garage door, driveway, and then street. And the garage door on the right of so it looked like a bunch of L's, right? It was funny. I just went in and I swapped out these images. So again, let me go back here. If you click change template, first of all, there's 21 different template options below. So down here, you can see I can scroll back and forth and I can select whatever I want. But I can also click in the upper left, there's a little white icon. It's an edit icon. And if I click that, now I can change all these images. And I can select better ones that are more appropriate. They're going to attract people. So I changed all the images in her ad, right, in the template. In 24 hours, we generated 4 leads at an average cost of $5 a lead. Name, email, phone number. One of the leads, they were all followed up with via the AI text. One or 2 of the leads had home phone numbers. So the AI text didn't work with them, but I did look it up and they were home phone numbers. 2 cell phone numbers. And then one of them was qualified via the AI text follow-up, and the other will just go into regular follow-up. And so that was awesome. And so that's, I always tell people, pay attention to the images that are in your ad, right? Just throwing something up there won't work. It still has to look good, right? That's why professional photography is so critical. It's your image. That is your reputation. All right. That is your business. If you're not doing professional photography, your ads aren't going to do as well. Typically, no, not always, but typically. So anyways, change template or change image. So if you got a great Canva image that you want to use, for example, you can upload that here. Retarget current leads. So I can get a homeowner list of all the homeowners in the area, maybe with RedX, maybe with My Plus Leads. Now, if I want to attract new leads, I would not use a custom audience and I would just only use location, right? Folsom, California, because the listing's in Folsom, $50 for 1 week. I might take that to $100 for 5 days. I might take it to $80 for a week here, budget and schedule. Because the $50, that's only a minimum. Please do not take that as us telling you this is enough money to grow your business. Really, I would try to put that that's more, at least up to $100 if I can afford it. If you can't afford it, then $50 is fine. But leads are a combination of quality and numbers game, and it will always be that, and this always has been that. And the biggest problem that most people have is A, just bad follow-up process, or B, they're just not generating enough leads. You can't generate 1 to 2 to 3 leads a week and think you're going to get anywhere with that. All right. You want to be generating 10 to 20 leads a week minimum for you to start within about a month or so, hopefully less. In fact, I'll have to share with you a post about a client on the buy side, real smart way that they're doing it. And after 2 months, they got 3 buyers in contract. They got 4 more buyers that are out looking at properties off just 200 leads. So 200 leads in 10 weeks. So what is that? 20 leads a week, right? Not bad, but you're not going to do it doing 3 to 4 to 5 leads a week. So here, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to do $100 if you wanted to, for example. But now if you want to do that custom audience, this is great for when you just want to percolate and you want to make sure that, these people are seeing you because they already know you. And so for very cheaply, I can put myself in front of them. And so what I would almost do is I would do the ad twice. I would do the ad once to location. And then if you have a custom audience, all right, this is if you have a custom audience, I would run the ad a second time to them for maybe $2 to $3 a day. And maybe I'd do that for 1 to 2 weeks. So I can come down here, ping that a little bit more and hit create ad. And now I've got one ad that's going to attract new people, right? People that don't know me. And then I got another ad that's going to go to a custom audience of either homeowners and or all the homeowner leads in my database. In fact, I might just, if you've got a database, let's say you got a database of 500 leads, some are buyer leads, some are seller leads. I would just upload the whole database and I would run even my just sold ads to everybody because I want my buyers to see that I got a property into contract because it could very easily get them to think, oh, wow, all right, properties are selling. We wanted to buy. Let me reach out to Scott. And they might not have seen you if you didn't include them in that same custom audience. Next up, social media post. This will happen automatically. So this will go out automatically. You can always repost, right? Post now. I can schedule, connect accounts. You can edit the image. Just like the ad's going to have the Facebook lead form to get name, email, phone number, and selling time frame before they get to the property website. That's why you're paying the money. Here, they just go to it. So from X, from Google, from Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And look at that, all that great marketing. Just sold, we represented the buyer, right? Or if you're the listing agent, obviously the language will reflect that. Request for review. Now, this is a good one. And if you wanted to, you could actually change and put your Google page right here. Because we actually, if you connect your Google reviews to listings to leads, we'll pull your Google reviews and automatically put them with your client review website, along with Zillow, Testimonial Tree. But the request for review, I would definitely do this one. All right. You got your seller's email there already. You can send it to them right here. You can send a test email, make sure it looks good. It will include your listings to lead signature right there. And again, if I've got a Google page I'd rather include, just highlight it, swap it out, and change whatever you want to change here. But don't forget to request a review from either the buy or the sell side. Share on the seller's social media. This is so important. Oh my gosh. Do not skip this one. This is absolute gold. People get listings and buyers all the time from this. You want to make sure to click that green button, put in the seller's email address right here, right in the salutation. So again, click the green button, email salutation, click send. And let me show you what happens. This is so good. This is pure gold. And if you're not doing it, just kill me now. Figuratively speaking, of course, but here we go. So this is the version you're going to get. So check this out. And again, whether you're the listing agent or selling agent, the language will change appropriately. So this is the version that you as the agent gets. And this is the version that the seller or the buyer will get. And again, the language in the email will be appropriate for whether they were the seller or the buyer. So again, on the left, that's me as the agent, letting me know that my client, Ian, got the email. It's going to come from me. So here's my client. And this is just a test email. That's why it says test email, not actual version that went to him. But you can see here, dear Ian, your home has sold. And people want to know, right? That's what's going to look like on their page. Essentially, it's bragging about you. And that's actually editable. If you wanted to change that up, you can actually change that up before it gets sent, right? Edit email right here. You can edit that email. But check this out. When people, let me drop it on my page. Now I'll start getting people, you're selling your home. Oh, they always do that. It's so hilarious. But I just want you to see it, because now imagine all of the seller's friends, all of the buyer's friends, right? They see this, they see you, they see your company name, right? They click, they go to they're going to like it. They're going to comment. You should like it, right? I would leave a quick little comment on it myself even. And imagine you being able to talk to all of the seller's friends. Talk about a one-to-many. Holy cow, right? Just imagine. And this is why that video can be so awesome. First of all, what I would do is I would do the property description, right? Take a look at the examples I gave you at listingstoleads.com/just sold. The first thing I would do is I would do the write-up for the property description based on whether the listing or selling agent, right? And then, all the appropriate things related to that. Then I would add it to my Listings to Leads single property website. If you're into that kind of a thing, I might do a blog post about it as well, like I showed you a little bit earlier. And then again, if you're into it, think about doing a video like this, right? Stand in front of the property, be in the property. Again, don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. People are not going to judge you as much as you're going to judge yourself in doing it. I promise you. But now you're able to speak to all of these people that the seller knows that otherwise you'd never have an opportunity to speak to ever, most likely. So powerful. And again, this is why I want you to think about the idea of having the end in mind, right? What is the goal here? The goal is to get in front of as many people as possible with the message of being able to get homes sold and that we can do it for you. And so the more we can do it, the more we're going to get out of it. So get that email. Let me just take this out of here before people start asking me, where are you moving to now? So that's the social media post for the seller. Here is the e-flyer. Same idea. You're going to send this to the buyer or the seller, and I would just call them up. Hey, John, congratulations. So happy we got your property sold. I sent you, just like before with when it went pending, or if it's the first time because it's a buyer, to say, hey, I sent you something. I'd love to have you post on your Facebook page to let people know that either we got your property sold, because everyone's going to want to know about that, right? Especially your neighbors. They're going to want to know because there are some other people that are thinking about selling, and this is going to help them make a decision now that you got your home sold successfully. So it's almost like a service to the neighborhood. And if on a buyer, same idea, right? Hey, we'll let people know that properties are selling now that we got you into the property, or now that we close the escrow and it's yours. Let's let people know so we can try to get more buyers into the area and make sure we keep those values up. So whether it's the e-flyer or the social media post, get both of them to the seller or the buyer immediately. Just get it done. Next up, nearby homeowner letter. Had a client, check this out. Right? I showed this a little bit earlier, but my gosh, 50 letters because she didn't like the paper. I'm down here. Yes, it was my listing, and I only sent 50 letters because I didn't like the paper I was using. That is so funny. I thought that was a crack up. If you go to success stories, you're going to see someone talking about using it on a listing where they were the selling agent. I'm going to download it, but it does sit in the editor, so you can completely edit this thing. One client got 13 listings in one farm area in 1 year, doing just listed and just sold with this letter, right? Some people will print this at the office, hand address the envelopes, and mail it out themselves. Some people will send it to Mailbox Power. Some people will send it to Zaire Mail, ZAIRMAIL.com. The key, the most important thing is if you use the letter, that it looks like it was a personal letter. So that's why I recommend Mailbox Power and Zaire Mail. I'm going to click edit, and you can see here that it sits in the editor. So for example, I want to let you know that 694 just sold above sold our 100-point home marketing plan. Now, you get the idea. I just want to show you here that it is completely editable. Make sure you spell everything correctly and have correct grammar, of course. And then it's got a QR code, great domain, the text code. And then we let them know that because of that property being sold, their home value has been affected. I'm going to click download JPEG. Let's actually just go into, I'm going to show you this real quick. Sign in. And so I just want to show you an idea, just how this kind of stuff works. So what I'm going to show you here is how to do a dynamic QR code so that anyone that gets this letter and they scan the QR code, even if they don't fill out anything, you're going to know who it was. And if you've got their phone number and email, you can reach out to them. So check this out. If I go to, and I always get a little bit mixed up in here, save projects. So this is not a tutorial on Mailbox Power. So don't create new project. Now for Mailbox Power with that letter, for a hand addressed font on the envelope and a first class stamp, with Mailbox Power, you're going to scroll down to, in fact, I'll tell you what, let's go here. Postcards. No, it's not postcard. There we go. Letters, flyers, certificates. And you want the double-sided flyer. personalize. We'll just say 694 just sold. Normally I just use the street address and status. So whatever the street address was in the status. Here, so we're on the canvas. And I think I downloaded the JPEG, right? Download. Ah, there we go. So there's the letter. Open it. Drag it over. And that's fine. Don't worry about that. Now, this is cool. So I just learned this recently. So bear with me here. I'm going to go back to photos. And first thing I'm going to do is over here on the upper right, add empty photo box. All right. So again, in the upper right, underneath save and exit editor, it says add empty photo box. When I mouse over it, you click it. And then here, just approximate it to like something like this. No, we need to be really precise. And so what we're going to do to be really precise is on the very bottom right, there's a magnifying glass. Just click it. And then if you need to, you can move around to get it, the QR code. And I just want to make sure that I've got like the right proportions. So I'm just going to double check everything there. Looks good. So I'm going to click it. Now I'm going to swap out that QR code with a dynamic QR code. So I'm going to just go to the back. And then down here, it says dynamic images. And then for some reason, they just do this other folder, just click it. And now image auto merge dynamic QR code. So this is what we're going to drag over here. We're going to confirm, this is important. You got to confirm that there is some white space all the way around it for the QR code. Otherwise, and that's why we zoomed in. We made sure that it was a good square. It's not hard to do, but it's easy to be sloppy and not pay attention to the fact that the QR code needs to be fully visible in there. And then now I'm just going to scan back out. All right, the letter is good to go. I might just make it a little bit bigger there. I can see there's a little bleeding on the edge, but that's fine for now. But again, I'll just go in there and make it just a little bit bigger. And save and exit editor. And then I'm not going to go through the mailing process and setting up all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to show you the idea of how to bring that letter in. It's not rocket science. It's not scary. It's not hard. And having a dynamic QR code is really cool. Because again, that way, no matter whoever scans the QR code, I'm going to get notification. And even if they don't fill out anything else, I'll be able to reach back out to them if I've got their phone number in my list. And so in fact, a lot of our clients, what they'll do is if it's your database, then you got the phone number and the email. If you're buying a list, so maybe you buy a list from RedX or My Plus Leads, I would really consider when I purchase the list, I would skip trace it against the DNC so that I got the phone numbers, I've got the emails. And that way, when they are scanning the QR code, now I've got all their information. I got their phone number. I've got their email address. So I can reach out to them very easily, all right, without having to jump through a bunch of hoops. We do have the postcard and door hangers. And you can do the same thing with the postcard, right? Postcard, it's cool because one of my favorite books, Jordan Cohen's The Agent's Edge, phenomenal book. It really breaks down how simple this is. Now, you got to be good. You got to practice, right? It's not you just walk in and, oh, hey, I'm an all-star listing agent. But if you have the skills, right? And he talked about how he went for, I think it was like 6 months, where every single day for more than a few hours a day, he would have his wife just grill him. And I've got the audiobook, I got the hardback, great book, highly recommend it. And the reason I bring that up is similar to his philosophy, I've always been the better you can make that property look, the better you're going to look. A professionally, beautifully shot property, even in your mid-range, is better than a 20-year-old profile photo. Does that make sense? How we all think of ourselves and all that kind of stuff, that's completely inconsistent. Nobody cares. What they care about is, did you make that property look beautiful? Does that property look amazing? As a homeowner who's potentially thinking about selling their home and selecting an agent, when I look at your marketing, is it inspiring? Do I want my house represented by somebody with your caliber of photography, of marketing, of style? Make sense? So that's why no big agent photo in here, right? We really focus on the property, on the back of the card. Great seller lead capture on the back of the card as well. There is a circle prospecting script. So again, this is one of those great things here where we get a list of 100 homeowners likely to list using Red-X or using My Plus Leads. We mail out the letter. We include ourselves in that mailing so that we know when the homeowners are going to get the letter. And then we're going to call through. Now, a lot of people don't. Probably most don't. But I would for sure, because heck, if I've already got the mailing list, it's a little bit more money to skip trace it. But if it's in a farm where I really want to get more listings, then that investment I think would be worth it. I really think it would be worth it. Now, if it's not in a prime area for me, then I wouldn't worry about skip. In fact, I probably wouldn't even use the letter. So any questions on that? Get into the mastermind group. We can talk more about that later. The e-flyer. This e-flyer is amazing, right? A beautiful little slideshow right there, letting people know. Again, this is editable, so I can add in more stuff. We let people know that because the home is sold, that area home values have been affected. So if they click up here, they go to the single property website. If they click here, they're going to go to the landing page. And down here, you got your listings to lead signature. And they click there. This is my client review website. So, Google reviews, testimonial tree, Zillow, right? All the reviews, completely customizable. Right, here's a client review. So yeah, that e-flyer, you want to get this e-flyer. Don't use your IDX e-flyer. Don't use, your MLS. Oh my gosh, don't use your MLS e-flyer. Now I can send it by turning this on and then selecting a list. I can also, as I mentioned, edit the email before sending. And then I can also send a test email, send now to leads and listings to leads. Or I can also click copy code. And I should have brought this up a little bit earlier, but let me just show you. Almost all CRMs, not all of them, but most of them. And if your CRM doesn't, then I'd get a different one probably, but allow you to send out e-flyers from other vendors. So here, check this out. I'm going to say just sold in. And so I'm just showing you the idea of how to just add that email that we just click copy code for into whatever CRM or Follow-Up Boss, Constant Contact. Maybe in fact, I think I've got a account with Constant Contact. I'll check that out for next time. But once you're in that editor where you're going to send out an email, in this editor here, where you type out your email, you just click, there'll be a button called HTML or source when you mouse over it. And you do that and you just paste in, right? Control C, Control V. If you can do Control C, Control V, then you can do this. Beautiful, right? Look at that. The rotating slideshow. The animation right there, which is awesome. You get so much great feedback on this right here. It's just simple, elegant, classy. And then again, boom, get that out through your CRM. So, again, Lofty, Follow Up Boss, Boom, Bomb, right? Send it through Bomb. And again, if you do that video, like we talked about earlier, that Bomb video, that same video that we talked about in the single property website, talking about how you got properties sold, that'd be a great Bomb video, right? So again, a lot of great ways of cross-pollinating different channels with either the same or edited content to really get that message out there in front of more homeowners. Database call script. So get the e-flyer to your database. Again, we think about the ends in mind. The end here is to have more conversations. So if we send out the email first, then we call 5 to 10 of our top seller leads. Easy script. Scott here at LDL Realty. Want to let you know that 694 Douglas Boulevard in Folsom just sold. I just dropped an email to all of my clients and contacts and the homeowners in the area. With the way the market is right now, I just want to let everybody know. If you didn't get it, you can always text 102129 to 25678 and get the virtual tour sent to you automatically. Now, if you're leaving a voicemail, it's a great voicemail. And it's a great practice for when you finally do talk to people. If you do talk to people, you're going to notice there's 2 different endings, right? One where they own a home in the farm area. One where maybe they own a home, but it's not in the farm area. So go through this, send the email first, because the email is going to just chum the water a little bit. The email is going to put you and register an iota in their brain so that when you call, they go, oh, email, he's calling or she's calling. Now, if they don't have any interest in selling or anything like that, then they're not going to answer. You're just going to go to voicemail. You leave a quick voicemail, or maybe they're busy. They can't answer. But for the people that you get on the phone, it's a great conversation because you're not being needy. You're not asking for referrals and all this kind of stuff. You're just letting them know, right? You don't have to do the sorry, I dropped the ball on you routine, right? We don't want to have to do that all the time. That gets really old. It gets really old. Next up, short form video script. Great little script. So get this out the door. What you want to do is click send. When I click send, it's going to send me an email with that script in it. If you don't know how to use it, click the blue how to use Teleprompter app button. This will take you to a video where in the video, I walk you through how to open up that email that you just got sent to yourself and record a video. Super easy. Super, super easy. A lot of times people ask me, should I put this video in the video that I was talking about earlier about getting the property sold? And no, the video here, this is just TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. This is separate than the other video. You want to do both, right? The more video, the better. We're almost done here. Single property website. We've referenced that earlier. The virtual tour. You're not going to need listing flyers 9 times out of 10, right? Sign writer. Make sure you're using that when the listing is pending. That's my favorite. All right. When the listing is pending, get that sign writer. I want to see that sign writer on your yard signs when I do a drive-by of your property. We got blog posts. So if you want to get extra SEO, drop this on your website, drop it on a blog. And media library. So let me show any questions about any of those are yard signs right there. Any questions about anything? So is there a way to add your personal website? There is, Amy. Hold on one second. I'll show that to you. So let's see here. If I go, media library, media from L to L, that's where it drops me off at videos. And just in case that video doesn't come up for you right there, if you type in marketing, I think, go marketing. Yeah, here we go. So these 3 videos. So this is one I've got. If you go to my TikTok, you would see this pinned. And so what I would do when I load this to social media, just mute the music and add your own music from the social media platform that you're on. Otherwise, you'd have to maybe put it into some Well, here's what I would do for this version. Then I would download it from TikTok and I would use that version everywhere else. Now for the horizontal version, there's two versions. There's long and there's short. Long and short. The long version is like 5 minutes. The short version's, I don't know, 2 minutes maybe. This one, yeah, you'd have to upload it into a video editor program to swap out the music. But man, this is so awesome. Right? I would get this on my website. I would get this on my social media profiles. And you can just download it right here. Boom. Download it. And Amy, anyway, so yes, the listings to lead signature. Can I use my website? Go to profile. And there's going to be a tab there called Lead Gen Signature. And you can see here, first of all, change template. That's just my favorite, but there's some other ones down here that you can see. Let's see what I want to see here. The image, all this will pull from the profile. These two buttons here, get your free home valuation, get your free home value estimate now. All right, that's the text. And if you wanted to use your website, for example, just click use custom URL, drop it in there. And then I've got show my reviews right there. And, oh, God dang it. Why did I just log out? Any other questions? Anything else? Almost perfect timing. I went over by a few minutes. I apologize for that. But any other questions here for me before I let you go? Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you have any other questions, let me know. Get into the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon.